Happy day before Friday. Yes, it is Thursday evening, which means it is time for Yo-Yo Talk, and we know where all the cool people in the world are right now. They are sitting in front of their computer watching Yo-Yo Talk. So, to recap last week's episode, as you may recall, Tim Simcoe, who is watching right now, I saw his name come up, was the tentative winner of both the lightning round and the grand prize package. But Tim, it turns out, has a very unique superpower. His superpower is losing both the grand prize package and the lightning round on the final time code check on Facebook after the show, which he has done twice before. Oh, wait, make that 3 times. Yes, in the final time code check, it turns out that Judith Schultz last week won the lightning round and Bill Crumrine won the grand prize package. I think Bill is the first-time winner. So congratulations to Bill last week. You may remember that last week the Nickinator was not on the show, so he did not get to participate. Now, I think we all recognize that it is a very crappy superpower to have, and some of us feel very bad about it, but not our show producer, Sean, who just chortles at the misfortune. Yes, he is into Schadenfreude, which I am sure Sean will be asking me what that means after the show. However, I know that Tim Simcoe is not a loser because he won the first and only air yo-yo contest ever held. And even though it resulted in rusting out those freehand bearings he had in that nice yo-yo, he says it was worth it all. So we are going to give Tim a very special prize for being a 3-time double loser. He will be awarded an evil lucky yo-yo, which seems very appropriate under the circumstances, since he has been denied 3 times. And I promise all of our viewers, if you win both the lightning round and the grand prize pop quiz 3 times and get denied each of those times, in the final time code, we will give you an evil lucky yo-yo as well. So while we're waiting for all of our viewers to sign in, I would like to mention we have a special guest coming on later on the show, Mr. YoyoThrower himself. Jeremy will be talking about some of the stuff he's been doing over the last few years in the yo-yo world, and he will be talking about his newly released book, The People of Yo-Yo, which there are several of our viewers that are mentioned in the book. So it's out right now, and that is to come later on. So please start posting those questions for Mr. YoyoThrower now so we can have them when he comes on in just a few minutes. If you happen to be a new viewer, I would like for you to please say in the comments section, new viewer, so we can all welcome you to watching Yo-Yo Talk and begin the hazing. And please feel free to make comments or ask questions. We love questions because it is Yo-Yo Talk. And speaking of questions, we do have a couple of them floating around out there that I will attack right now. Dano wanted to know what my favorite Spectra Star yo-yo is, and I would have to say it is a Double Dare yo-yo that was on Nickelodeon's, no, it was on Double Dare, I'm sorry. I was on Nickelodeon, and when I met the host of the show, he says, well, do you have a Double Dare yo-yo? And at the time, I'd never even heard of it. So that kind of started a little quest, and it took me a while to track one of those babies down. But I did end up with a Double Dare yo-yo, and I kind of balanced that with, I have a Hulk Hogan yo-yo, and the only reason this is one of my favorite ones is because the card is signed. So Sean was going to show us that Hulk Hogan yo-yo, but I guess, oh, there it is, there it is. So there it is, signed Hulk Hogan yo-yo, and not too many of those around. But there's a lot of great Spectra Star yo-yos out there, and I think collecting the character ones are always going to go up in value. Right now, the hottest Spectra Star yo-yo is that Legend of Zelda Nintendo yo-yo that has Mario on the front. And this is an auction, look at that, $85. So, and I've been checking the auctions on those. Those, if you can find the Zelda yo-yo, Legend of Zelda, or the Mario Brothers, you're looking at about 40 bucks. So anything under that is a pretty good price. So keep looking for those Spectra Star yo-yos. Those are really good cross collectibles. Most of them now, if you're buying them on eBay with the postage, you're going to pay 15 to 20 bucks if they're on the card. And about the cheapest you're going to get one is 7 or 8 bucks. So those are great ones to pick up at garage sales because you can pick them up for 50 cents, and most of them do retain their value. So, okay, I'm going to answer a couple more questions after I show you what we have in our grand prize package. Sean, let's show the video. You got it ready to go?
Let's see what's in our grand prize package tonight. I know I always say great, it's great, but I'll say it is very adequate tonight. Very adequate prize package. So we've got Lucky's Collector's Guide to 20th Century Yo-Yos, and which is signed, and a signed copy of the Zombie Cause Dictionary, Doc Lucky Yo-Yo there. Couple of Zombie Cause Yo-Yos. That first one there is a Doc Ruger. Very handsome man, that Doc Ruger. And his son, Headshot, both characters in the Zombie Cause films. Off to the right there, we have a all-star yo-yo. This is a festival yo-yo from the early 70s. They started releasing these, I believe, in 1973. That one has a little blank on the upper right-hand corner where the price tag is. The ones that have the printed prices are considered the oldest ones of those. On card, these sell for about 15 bucks generally. Okay, let's see what else we got here. We got a Spectra Star Joker yo-yo and a Sir Duncan spin top. That spin top is from the 60s. Spectra Stars, there's a couple different packaging of those Joker yo-yos. There's a couple of Stealth Fire yo-yos. Oh, and here's something interesting right here. This Coca-Cola package. This had a bottle of Coca-Cola and a yo-yo inside it. I don't know, I want to say this maybe from the late 1999 yo-yo craze. Not sure on that, but these are, I don't think people hung on to these, so that'll be quite rare in the future. There's a couple of gold carving blanks from the original Duncan factory. Here's a Winnie the Pooh yo-yo. It's sculpted, but that's not a Spectra Star. Old Navy yo-yo. Not sure of the age on that. Got a couple tin OTC yo-yos. There's an old wooden top. Art of Yo-Yo Playing, one of the early Duncan trick books. We've already talked about those. There was another Spectra Stars Space Jam yo-yo. So pretty cool prize package here for tonight. Let's check out our value. Wow, $192. This will go to the winner of the pop quiz later in the show. Good luck to everybody.
Okay, a sweet little prize package for the end of the show. I see a lot of our regulars have checked in already. Rick Rentz, Tim's on, Judith, John Bozung, and we got a new person that just chimed in. Thank you for chiming in, Jason Evans. Jason, welcome to Doc Lucky's Yo-Yo Talk. So they will start hazing you now. I saw John Gates check in. The Miracle Man himself, Bob Rule, is on. So again, if there are other new folks that have just signed on, please put in comments that you are a news person so we can welcome you appropriately and certainly ask some questions. So speaking of Bob Rule, Bob sent me a couple of cool photos. One, I'm not sure if it's a display box cover or if it's more of a sign, but it's the Mickey Mouse and his pals. Can you run that one there? Nope, wrong one. But that's okay because I'm going to talk about this too. These are the Disney yo-yos. He also sent me this picture from the 70s. Look at that Mickey Mouse card though. There is actually a Donald Duck yo-yo on it. Now we see sometimes this happening on some of these yo-yos, and there are folks out there that like to collect those error cards. So this does add a little bit of value onto that particular one. I think it's pretty neat. And you can tell those first run festival yo-yos, the cards anyway, because those have the front face. You know, they used to the later cards have kind of a profile picture, but on that early run, that's the one to get. That's the one where the yo-yo's right in the center of the mouth. So, and those all have the dollar seal on it too. So thanks, Bob, for sharing those photos with it. And since I know Bob is signed in and watching, I do have a question for Bob or any other former demonstrator out there, but Bob's probably the oldest demonstrator we have. I came up with a Quora question. Somebody asked, can you put that up there? Yeah, there you go. Do you remember the Duncan yo-yo guy coming around in the 60s having contests where everybody got at least a third place patch? Now, that's not my impression. I thought they may have given out like contest pins. Show that contestant pin there, Sean. And then, yeah, there's a contestant pin. And then flip up those third place patches too, if you've got them. Anyway, these, I don't think they had that many in the contest kits to give that away. And I don't think back in the 60s, it wasn't everybody goes away and you were a winner. You lost, and if you won, you won, and the spoils go to the winner. And, you know, nowadays there's this kind of rainbow unicorn, feely good thing where everybody gets a trophy that participates. And I was never in a yo-yo contest in the 60s. Oh, Bob has commented. Tell me what Bob says about that. Yeah, Bob says he never did that. I don't think they did. I remember like punt, pass, and kick contests, if you remember those, if you're my age. I sucked at that. And when I left, I was a loser. Although Dad would usually get me a Coca-Cola. Well, actually, I lived in Kentucky. It was an Ale-8 or a Mountain Dew. And for the others, if you were over 8 years old, your dad might go out to the still in the back and get you some shine. So, so anyway, thanks, Bob, for answering that. I didn't think that was the case. I can't imagine that all the losers got something other than maybe a little contestant pin like we showed. And just so you know, folks, I am posting a yo-yo a day on Instagram, just a nice little photo of a yo-yo from days gone by or a unique or interesting yo-yo. Usually have a little comment, and you might want to follow that. It's on Instagram, Doc Lucky's Yo-Yo Talk. We will be using sometimes some questions from the pop quiz or lightning round coming from those in the future. So something to keep an eye on. If you have been involved in the sport or hobby over 5 years and made some contributions, we want you to join the Academy of Yo-Yo Arts. Please do that. That's a Facebook group. You should know who you are if you've been involved for a while and made some contributions. And that is going to be the voting pool for the Hall of Fame inductees. So we want to get folks involved. Did get a photo from Steve Rutherford. Can you show that Flores photo there? Here's a Flores gold stamp seal yo-yo. You'll notice right there as it's coming up, there's a flower, and I'm not sure if that's a rose or not. It says original Flores, which means that it's not original. When they put original on something, it usually means that it's definitely not original. So this is not one of the early Flores yo-yos from the 30s. This was used in the 50s when Pedro Flores started his Flores Yo-Yo Corporation. And you'll notice the trademark on yo-yo because Duncan owned it then. And I'm not sure why they used the flower on the yo-yo. I want to think maybe because Linda Singh Powell was the principal demonstrator for the company, and maybe it was flower because she was a lady and all that. But I could be totally wrong. But if anybody knows any of the history on that particular yo-yo and why there's a flower on the seal, I'd sure like to know. Generally, these sell in good condition in $80 to $100 at auction. So pretty good collectible yo-yo there. And I thank Steve for sending that in and asking about it. And by the way, I don't have one of those in my collection, so if you happen to have a duplicate, we can do some trading. And right before we get to our lightning round and our special guest, Mr. YoyoThrower, I want to show you a couple things I just found recently. I was opening up an old tube that had been sitting in a closet for a long time, and lo and behold, here is an early 60s Duncan yo-yo poster. Can we show that there? There it is. And look right there in the middle. There is Gus Samara. Gus is a member of the National Yo-Yo Hall of Fame. And Gus, there was also, it's not running the video that I put in there, it doesn't look like. So there was another picture in there and a different one that fell out, which is also autographed by Gus. So anyway, go through your closets and see what you've forgotten about. But that was a nice little surprise for me this week. Okay, in a few moments, we're going to be getting to our special guest, Mr. YoyoThrower, but right now we have our lightning round, and you need to know what you're playing for in the lightning round. And this week it is very special because we are giving away an autographed copy of Mr. YoyoThrower's book, The People of Yo-Yo. You will be one of the first people to have an autographed copy because they are hot off the press. He literally just got them this week. I have read the ebook version, and guess what came in the mail literally 30 minutes ago, right there. There's my hard copy or soft copy of the book. So mine is not autographed, so you will be ahead of me. And I think the entire yo-yo community will want to read this, and that is not a shameless plug just because I had a paragraph or two in the book. Check out page 53 and 54. No shame on that. Anyway, let's get prepared for that lightning round. Remember, the first correct answer we see is the tentative winner, but this does not mean you will be the true winner, as Tim Simcoe has validated on at least 6 different occasions. You will have to wait until after the show to find out if you are the actual winner, and that is when we check out the final Facebook time code. I know the Nickinator has been doing push-ups and squat thrusts since the beginning of the show, warming up for this question. And Chuck Short, if he is watching, probably sent in his answer 5 minutes ago. So Sean, show me the lightning round question. What yo-yo company produced this satellite-shaped yo-yo in the 60s? This should go fast, folks. I think we're going to have a quick answer on this one. What yo-yo company produced this satellite-shaped yo-yo in the 60s? This yo-yo is pretty darn rare. I don't think I've ever seen one on sale on eBay before. I suspect those, I almost blew it there. Almost blew it. That was if you got the, I almost said, okay, we got a tentative winner, as I was. I don't know if we should say it. Okay, so here's the deal. I was just getting ready to say, I don't know if the collectors would really like that one, and that would have blown the whole thing. But fortunately, somebody answered we have a tentative winner. And who is our tentative winner, Sean?
Tentatively, it's Chuck Short.
Chuck Short, who likes to put in his answers minutes ahead of time because he has some psychic ability on these. We'll see if Chuck holds up as the true winner after the show. But right now, Chuck Short is the tentative winner. And speaking of winners, our special guest tonight is Mr. YoyoThrower himself, the author of the just released People of Yo-Yo. Again, we just were showing you that. And he's got 3 other books. He's a former competitor, a trick video producer, and he is the owner of a boutique yo-yo show. Welcome to the show, Mr. YoyoThrower. And I guess I need to put in my earplug here so I can hear you talk. Oh, hey,
hello.
Jeremy. Good to see you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks.
So anyway, I want to just start out with your name. What's the story behind Mr. YoyoThrower? Now, just give me the PG-13 version of it.
When I started doing yo-yo demonstrations right at the beginning of my career, all of the kids would come up to me and just call me Mr. Yo-Yo. So I started using that, and then got a very polite email from the house of the actual Mr. Yo-Yo, at which point I went, right, I can't use that name. So I figured Mr. YoyoThrower was close
Well,
enough.
very cool. I knew there had to be a little story behind the name, and now we know. Now we know. So look, you're Canadian, and you guys have it a little bit different in Canada than we do in the United States and other places of the world. So just kind of review a little bit Canada versus United States and the yo-yo scene and that sort of thing.
Well, the first thing I think I'll say is point out that our population is like a tenth the size of yours and very, very spread out. So we don't have as many big population centers. So our yo-yo scene tends to be kind of patchy all across this giant continent, with large groups rising and falling in the big cities. And when I say large groups, you know, at one point in time, Vancouver, where I live, had about 30 people.
No, keep on going. We're just having a little technical issues on some of the B-roll stuff. You're coming through fine. Sean's aware of it, and he's busy sweating blood and working on it right now.
All right. You know, Toronto, Vancouver, there's kind of Calgary, Edmonton, and Montreal tend to be where most of the yo-yoers are. So we're pretty spread out. So our scene is... it comes and goes. For the longest time, Alberta was the heart and soul of it. Back when Caribou Lodge and Spy were the big brands on the scene. Now it's kind of more moved to the East Coast. Our contests tend to happen in Toronto now because I finally got tired of running them all, or at least running them every other year. But
so I assume COVID-19 has affected you pretty much like down here in the U.S. It's pretty much shut everything yo-yo down.
Yeah. Yeah, we just had our Canadian Yo-Yo Association annual meeting last weekend and kind of tentatively scheduled the 2021 Nationals. But in the meantime, we're talking about organizing an online contest that'll be kind of just for fun. Hey, let's do a Canadian Yo-Yo contest since we can't do an in-person.
When are you planning? What was your kind of tentative plan date for the Nationals?
We don't have one yet. We started talking about let's do that. Oh, for the Canadian Nationals? Yeah. We were going to do the Canada Day long weekend, so it would be probably July 3rd. Well,
hopefully, God, I hope we're all back throwing together by then. Yeah. That would be wonderful. I think everybody in the entire world's tired of being locked down. So I'm going to post some links after the show on how to get your books into your store and all that. What would you say your best-selling yo-yo is right now?
Best-selling one, it's hard to say. They all go because I do small batches. The yo-yo I've sold the most of is probably the Gamer through its various iterations. But beyond that, the Author is on its second run and is doing well. Yeah, the thing is, I do a lot of small runs rather than a few big ones. So they're all my best-selling yo-yo.
All right.
There's been a couple that have been more of a struggle than others. But.
So obviously, we've been talking about your book, The People of Yo-Yo. That just literally got released, and the hardbacks or softback, I guess I should say, is now available now too. Tell me a little bit about the book and how you kind of got started with it and how it all rolled. And when did you start working on the book? What year was that?
I'd say it's about 4 years ago, so 2016-ish. I started working on it after one of the guys I played basketball with pointed me to a book called The 4-Hour Workweek, which is it's sort of a get rich, don't work entrepreneur book. But one of the things that was in it was you've basically got three things in business. You've got selling other people's products, selling your products, or creating an intellectual property that you can sell forever. And I thought, well, why not write a guidebook to the modern yo-yo world that's just a thing I can do as part of my business and have it be something that is the answer to every time I get the question of, do people still yo-yo? Why, yes. Here's the book explaining all of the people that still yo-yo. And it started out a lot bigger. It was going to be everything about modern yo-yo world. And then in 2019, Steve Brown, bless his heart, kindly read it. I had to chase him down to get him to talk to me, and he very humbly apologized before telling me it's a mess because I'd written 3 books in one. So I released the Boutique Yo-Yo Business book in 2019 as I can get this one done in a few months for Worlds. And then the People of Yo-Yo was really the meat of it. I'd been interviewing yo-yoers for years, just collecting stories and letting the book write itself. I've still got a bunch of quotes and stories that one day I will probably do one on yo-yo contests, although until yo-yo contests are happening again.
Yeah, for those folks out there that have never written a book, I will tell you, first of all, it has to be a labor of love. Secondly, it takes 10 times longer than you think it's going to take you. And third, you will never hardly make any money off of it. So good luck with future books to future authors out there. Now you wrote the one you mentioned, the Boutique Yo-Yo Store. So this is a guide. Now I haven't read that, but that is your guide if you're a yo-yo store wannabe. That kind of gives you the instructions on, or the blueprints on how to start up your own little yo-yo shop, right?
The intent on it was to give you this is what the business of yo-yo looks like. Again, as kind of a response to every time somebody pops up with, why can I buy a magic yo-yo that's $10 and something else that's $100? And there isn't that much objective difference. And the difference is in the business model and in the volume and all of that. So I wanted to explain that. What I actually ended up writing is a how to run a small business book with a few chapters at the end about how how the yo-yo business specifically works. Like, it's all threaded through with yo-yos, but I ended up writing, most of it doesn't matter what your business is, it's what you're going to do if you're doing stuff online. So it's kind of a insight into how the yo-yo business works at the boutique level. I didn't get into kind of the Duncan magic yo-yo level because that's not my area of expertise, doing it at large scale, but just kind of all of the things that go into building a business and building a fan base and marketing and promotion and
Now you showed me a yo-yo when we were talking on Tuesday, and I loved it. It was the dumpster fire yo-yo. Do you have that still on your desk there by chance? You could flip that up. Now, and I believe you said that's going to be a special order, right? Tell us about that yo-yo.
Okay, so this is what you get to see. If you go to my store, I had some very expert artists at the age of 5 to 7 do renderings of what the yo-yo is going to look like. If you're going to pre-order it, you have to buy it blind. There's 4 colorways.
Okay, I got you.
I'm not telling you what they'll look like. All you get to know is this yo-yo is awful. If you know the stupid capitalism day tree, here, I'll give you this much. Half a second. I'm looking for it. It's here. It's right in front of me. I should have planned this.
I caught you off guard there, so, but I
released this.
I did get maybe a sneak. Okay, yeah, there you go.
So this was supposed to be a terrible yo-yo because the string gets caught in the grooves, but it's actually really fun because it's just the right level of hard. So I tasked Justin with taking some concepts I had and making a really terrible yo-yo, and he did it. It's
so yeah. This is a collector's dream, is what you're saying, because you are trying to build the world's worst yo-yo, and you think you've done it, and it's got to be in every collector's hands, I think.
Yeah. So there's 4 colorways: the dumpster on fire, politics, which I'm releasing it on election day. So nuclear winter, and everything's fine, white privilege edition.
All right, so.
And you don't get to know what the colors are, just use your imagination.
Okay, so we've got apparently a storm going on in North Florida, which is taking out a lot of the internet connection. So I know some of this is a little bit sketchy on some of you guys. So we apologize for that, but there's not much we can do about these Florida storms. So Jeremy, I got my start in yo-yos because I wanted to develop a stable of groupies, which I might add has not worked out very well for me. But you got your start in yo-yo play by attending a Ned show, did you not?
Yep. People always ask me, you started it as a kid, right? Nope, didn't discover it till I was 29. I was teaching grade 2 and 3, and the Ned show came to my school, and their deal is you get the show for free if you sell their yo-yos. And my school sold, like, kids bought $1,200 or $1,300 worth of yo-yos, and every kid in my class had one, and none of them knew what they were doing. So I bought one so that I could learn enough to keep them from going crazy and being upset.
Now, did any of your kids go on to become really throwers, or did they just, was it a thing and you were the only one that ended up falling in love with it?
No, it was about a 3-year run with this core group of kids that were in about grade 4 when I started. And they all just came together, and it was just one of those magical little moments of I was the only male teacher in the school, and it was a group of boys and like 2 girls who just went nuts for the yo-yos, kept going. And part of it was because I was there doing it. And it started, what really blew it up was I went looking for string. We all ran out of string, and there was no string. I went to every store I could find in town. Nobody had anything. Toys R Us had some basic Duncan and Omega yo-yos, but no string. I stumbled across this guy named Gary hanging out in a mall yo-yoing, who pointed me to the Vancouver Yo-Yo Club, which at the time was 3 or 4 guys that met once or twice a month, quietly hanging out yo-yoing. I brought an army of small children, and it exploded from there. And my start in the yo-yo business was really importing strings and cheap yo-yos for all of the kids because we couldn't get anything here.
So what's your favorite yo-yo?
Oh,
come on. And you can be, I mean, look, there's no shame in plugging your own yo-yo, so please.
I'm going to give you
a couple. Okay, we'll allow you a couple.
The Caribou Lodge.
Okay.
Because it was a gift. I've got one that was a gift from Chris when I ran my first contest.
Nice.
So it's got the sentimental value. And the Spy Punchline.
Oh.
And the first Rain City Skills yo-yo, the Hipster High Life, was I took the Chief and the Punchline and went smush.
Cool.
So I'll give you those 3. And then off string, it has to be the Silverback King because I won 2 Canadian championships.
Very good. Very good. So, hey, well, I really want to appreciate you. I really appreciate you coming on the show, and great information for everybody. Make sure, folks, check out his book, The People of Yo-Yos. I think you will be very happy in reading that. And what everybody's waiting for now, I think, is to jump into our final pop quiz for the evening. I know the Nickinator's got to be chawing at the bit. I want to again remind you the rules are that if you must answer both questions in the same comment. The first person that gets the 2 questions right in the comment section will be our tentative winner. We will not know our actual true winner until the show is over. So get your texting fingers ready. I think we're ready to run that right now, Sean.
Doc Lucky's Pop Quiz. 1 shot, 1 champion. First to answer both questions in the Facebook comments wins. Get ready.
What year did Johnny Duvall win the World Championships? And question 2, Yo-Yo Factory side cap bearings are called what? So we will see. Those answers should come in. Some of you guys will probably know this off the top of your head, but some of you may be typing in quick, trying to look these things up. Not so easy. Not seeing any answers coming in yet, but there is that little bit of delay. We got a winner? Tentative winner is, Sean, who is our tentative winner? Tim Simcoe. Well, I don't think that that's going to be our winner based on past history, but congratulations to Tim for being for being a tentative winner for the 7th time in a contest. We will see if this holds up. I think Nick and Nader will probably steal it away from him in the end, but we will see. So right now, Chuck Short is our tentative. Yeah, is a tentative winner for the lightning round, and then Tim Simcoe is our tentative winner for the grand prize package. So again, thank you, Mr. YoyoThrower, for being on the show. Check out the links for his store and book. We have posted them, or we're getting ready to post them in the comments section. Next week, we're going to have another Ask Doc Lucky Anything episode. I'm going to try to open that mystery box live. I've been talking about it for a long time. You know, we got that off of eBay. We had a contest. Nobody won it because nobody entered it. So anyway, I want to open it up and find out what's going on in that box. So also send me some questions to ponder for next week. And don't forget to sign up to receive notifications when the show comes on Thursdays at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you set up the notifications, you'll get notified that the show is going to be on. And don't forget to sign up for the Yo-Yo Talk group. And for those that are worthy, the Academy of Yo-Yo Arts page. And don't forget the Instagram as well. And finally, I could use your guys' help. I need some contact information, either phone numbers or emails for a few folks. I'm going to post these on there. I'm trying to get a hold of them, and I've lost their information. So if some of you guys, and I know some of you guys out there have their numbers or email, please message me with that. And remember, you can never have too many yo-yos. This is Doc Lucky signing off. Until next week, stay safe and virus-free, my friends.